Here's a how-to on frequency separation skin retouching. Duplicate your base layer, rename it texture, and back to the base layer, we're going to add a Gaussian blur. Lower it, it should be to where you can just no longer see the definition of the skin texture. Back to the texture layer, we want to apply image, make sure our blending mode is on add and our layer is on the skin layer, and we invert. Then we move our blending mode to linear light. We are going back to our skin layer and making a selection. I like for the feather to be on 15 pixels, and we are going to apply a Gaussian blur. This is going to get that effect to where the skin is evening out and evening the color tones out, so it's a more smooth and seamless skin texture. As you make your selections, adjust the Gaussian blur accordingly, as each part of the skin has a different amount of texture to it, so you're going to have to adjust the blur as well. As you can see, this technique just blurs out the skin just enough to where you can still maintain the texture and have a natural feel.
So a couple people asked me how I treat my images, so I'm going to show you how to do this one, and the frog from this one, and it's all in Photoshop. So for the first effect, you're going to add a threshold, adjust that how you'd like, and then you're going to add a gradient map. Make sure the gradient map is above the threshold. And I picked green and yellow for my colors. And then you get this cool inky post-raise look. For the second one, it's super simple. You're just going to add a gradient map, but this time you're going to add like 4 or 5 points. I added 4 and I wanted it to be a little bit lighter, so I added like some grays and whites. And then I wanted the sparkles to be yellow, so I made the lightest point yellow. For the frog, instead of a solid gradient map, you're gonna add a noise gradient map. And you can even like randomize it and select color ranges too, so it's kind of cool.
Photoshop ink bleed tutorial with Connor Tomatoes. Let's get into it. Alright, first we need our type. I am writing with Temeraire. We're going to start with tracking it in -50. Then do some custom kerning to fit your needs. I sort of like some imperfections sprinkled in with the kerning when using this ink bleed look. Now I'm a real bad boy, so I'm going to go ahead and vertically stretch my type 150%. Now we're going to add a thick stroke to it. I went with a 3-point, but it's all going to vary depending on your size of your type, so adjust accordingly. After stroke is applied, make sure you rasterize your layer style. Once rasterized, let's hop into the filters, go to stylize, and then hit diffuse. That gives us that ink bleed on paper sort of look. Lastly, we're going to apply some noise, so hop back into filters, mosey on down to noise, then hit add noise. And there you have it. Photoshop ink bleed tutorial with Connor Tomatoes.
Bust it, bust it, bust it, bust it. Is you fuck it? 2 shots, fuck it. Bust it, bust it, bust it, bust it. Is you fuck it? 2 shots, fuck it. Throw it like a stripper, damn. Throw it like a stripper, ayy. Throw it like a stripper, damn. Tell her on the tip, ayy. Bust it, bust it. Bust it, is you fuck it?
One at a time, all the time, ooh. Yeah, okay. Disrespectful and okay. Winner one hell of a kid. Smoking gas, dude. Winner. What you doing out in dick? Slick talker since a jet. One at a time, all the time, ooh. Yeah, look at the way that I move. Swag, disrespectful and I'm rude. Okay. I had cocaine in the school. Winner one hell of a kid.
With a type tool, write your text. Then draw your shape, grab your knife tool, and cut. Select the first shape with your text. Go to Envelope Distort, Make with Top Object. Do the same with the bottom. Expand. Change the first color. Make 2 more copies of the text you just created. Make one really small and change its color. Center both of your shapes. Make sure the bigger shape is in front of the little shape, like this. Select both of them, and then make your blend. Go to Blend Options, make it specified steps. Add as many as you want. To go a step further, you select this text and make it a tiny bit lighter than the top one, and then you place it on top. Open up Illustrator and type your sentence. Now make a circle. Open up your Symbols pen and drag your sentence into here. Click OK. Select your circle, select the direct selection tool, one anchor point and delete it. Then go to Effect 3D Revolve. You now want to go to Map Art and here insert your new symbol, which is your sentence. You can drag it around and see where it goes. You can also increase or decrease the size of it. Check the invisible geometry box. When you're happy with your design, press OK. Go to Object Expand Appearance. Press Command C to copy and move to Photoshop. Press Command V to paste as a smart object. Press Enter. Click here to make a mask. Grab your brush and brush away the parts you want to appear behind the hand. Double click your layer. Go to Outer, adjust your setting.
Don't act like I'm average. You want me home. I get you what you want. Superstar status. But you want me alone. Baby, I'm acting. You held me up when I was down and out. But I don't want you waiting around for me. I don't want you waiting too long. It's not that I'm over you, not over girl, but I got things to do. There's so much to be your boyfriend, too much, and you ain't making this much easier. If I only knew this.
The left side, export this photo, go into crop again, drag it over to the very right side.
Hey man, I love your work. I just want to show a quicker way of doing this. Photo in Photoshop. Go up here to View. And then down here to New Guide Layout. Set this number to 2. And now you have 2 guides that are perfectly 4x5 and 4x5. Now for the magic. Come over here so you can pick up the slice tool. And then you're going to click outside and drag until you get to the middle, like that. Do it again. When you're done, Shift Option Command S. You'll get a screen that looks like this. Put in these settings and make sure both of these are selected. Save and put it where you want it to go. Happy shooting!
Part 2 of helping you organize your Instagram feed. Some photos have different levels of content, heavy versus light. More faces, more colors, brighter colors, and stronger contrast equals heavy and busy content. Spread out your heaviest photos across your feed so it doesn't look too busy in one area. Also, your content has direction. Put contrasting directions next to each other for more visual interest. Lastly, edit your photos with consistency. Every photo in this feed has a good balance of pure white and pure black. But if I fade this black and darken this white, it's going to stick out too much as a foggy photo. To avoid this, every photo should match its darkest and lightest values. If you decide your lightest value is a light gray, then your other photos should follow the same guidelines. So that's the key to making a cohesive Instagram feed. Let me know if you have any questions.
I filmed a commercial in my college dorm. So since my dorm is quite small, I didn't have space to set up my backdrop stand, so I turned my desk into a makeshift set with 2 bed sheets. For this shot, I stuck a lemon slice on a paintbrush, spun it around, and masked it in with a Sprite and Post to make it fly out from behind the can. Here, I cut the can in half and poured water through it to make it seem like the camera was inside the can. Without further ado, here is the final commercial.
Hit it, boys.